Okay, so today we are going to talk about solving equations. And the first thing you got to figure out is how many solutions something has. So if the terminal side falls between two axes, so it doesn't fall on either the x or the y, there will always be two solutions to the given equation. All right, as long as they don't give you restrictions. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. If the terminal side falls on an axis, then it is possible there is only one solution. Okay, and then it's possible there's only one solution. And there could be none, as we know from yesterday's notes, when something does not exist. All right, so, this is what you do. Number one, you figure out what quadrants we're talking about. So it says sine is positive. All right, so sine is positive there and there. So we're talking about those two numbers. All right, the second part is sine theta equals 1/2. Well, you have to remember sine is theta in 1/2 for the 6 family. All right, so that one's pretty straightforward. It's pi over 6. And then the second quadrant would be 5 pi over 6. Whenever you are in the second quadrant, the denominator should be 1 less than the numerator. All right, so whenever you're in this quadrant, the second, and you're dealing with an angle, that should always be 1 less, whether it's 3 pi over 4, 2 pi over 3, or 5 pi over 6. Now, next one, cosine theta equals negative root 2 over 2. Well, cosine's negative there and there. As soon as you see the root 2 over 2, you know you're dealing with the over 4 family. We just talked about the second quadrant, how the numerator is 1 less, so that would be 3 pi over 4. The other one's going to be 5 pi over 4. All right, whenever you're in the third quadrant, the numerator is 1 more than the denominator. All right, now cosecant theta equals 2 root 3 over 3. It'll be very beneficial for you if you remember, okay, that cosecant is the coefficient, is the, excuse me, inverse of sine. So where is sine positive? Once again, we're back here and here. And then it will also be helpful if you realize, okay, the inverse of 2 root 3 is 3 over 2 root 3 times root 3 over root 3 equals 3 root 3 over 2 times 3. Don't necessarily multiply them together yet, because you'll realize the 3's cancel out and we have root 3 over 2. So as you practice these, realize the inverse of 2 root 3 over 3 is root 3 over 2, and that tells me it's the 3 family, because we're dealing with sine. All right, so now we got pi over 3, and over here, remember, it's 1 less, so we got 2 pi over 3. Next up, secant theta equals root 2. Okay, so secant theta is root 2, so basically that means cosine is positive, and cosine is positive there and there. The inverse of root 2 is root 2 over 2. That will be beneficial for you if you realize that. Okay? Well, root 2 over 2 tells me I'm dealing with the 4 family. All right, up here would be pi over 4. Down here would be 7 pi over 4. Realize that down there your numerator is 1 less than double your denominator. So if it was a 3, double 3, 6, minus 1 is 5. So 5 pi over 3 is there. If it was the 6, double 6 is 12, 1 less than that is 11, 11 pi over 6 is down there. Cotangent theta equals negative 1. Well, once again, we're dealing with the 4 family. And where is cotangent negative? Well, that's in the second quadrant and the fourth quadrant. All right, so we're dealing with 3 pi over 4. Again, second quadrant, numerator is 1 less than the denominator. And down here, we're back at it with 7 pi over 4, 1 less than double the denominator. All right, tangent theta equals negative root 3 over 3. Again, it will be very beneficial to you if you realize that where tangent comes from is sine over cosine. So that means sine over cosine is root 3 over 2 over 1/2. All right, well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, so The tangent theta is negative root 3 over 3. Okay, if you're stuck, think about it. All right. First off, tangent is negative here and here, just like cotangent. All right, the pi over 6 family. The tangent would be 1 over root 3, which when you rationalize becomes root 3 over 3. Oh, sweet, I got it. So now I know it's the 6 family. Okay, over here it's 1 less than the denominator, so that's 5 pi over 6. Down there it's 1 less than double. So my final answer would be 5 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. So make sure you use your different resources, whether it's graphing, whatever it is, because you're not going to have the chart. Okay, you're not going to have